So it's been a while, right? It's been a while. I don't really ever get gifts from people on YouTube and that sort of thing. It just doesn't happen. I see a lot of videos where people are getting stuff and they're continuously mentioning people's names, you know, like, oh, so and so gave me this again, and like every other month they're getting stuff from each other. Whilst that's all brilliant, I don't unfortunately get that. Although I tend to treat people when I feel like there's a very good reason to do so. So that's just how I am. But this one, before I get, levered, because it's an absolutely beautiful day today, so cheers to you. Some gifts from actually a couple of YouTubers, and one of them was actually, I don't think I've actually mentioned this before, so forgive me, Ollie, 8-Bit Boy UK. I don't think I've mentioned this, so I'll start off with that. So Ollie mentioned these a while back and did a little video, which is, and I'm not going to take the cable off, but these are the ASUS ROG, ASUS ROG A100s, I believe. And these work, I would say, pretty much perfectly with the original Sega Master System and the 3D adapter. Now, I ordered these from the States. The people in America were claiming, or that these people on eBay were claiming that they had like one or two sets left. But I looked the other day, and there's still quite a few available. So I highly recommend you pick these up if you cannot afford to buy the original Sega 3D glasses. Now, like Ollie said, these fit better on your head than the original Master System ones, because it's pretty clear the original Master System 3D glasses were designed for children, not for adults. So anyway, I got them. And the most important thing I didn't think about, which I should have done, was I needed a 3D adapter. So I reached out to a few people. I found a couple on Facebook Marketplace, but they weren't willing to send them. So Ollie reached out to his mate that lived down, I think, in Cornwall. And his mate went and bought a bunch of stuff, included this as well. So the 3D adapter. I must say as well, I did get an official 8-Bit Boy badge as well. So, but that is in my badge box, which is downstairs. So I can't really wear that right now. But a massive thank you to Ollie, 8-Bit Boy UK, for sending me this. It was I sent him numerous emails. Now, whether I know he read them. I'm sure he read them. But he never once acknowledged me when I said, how much do you want for it? After a few emails, I didn't get any responses. And so one would assume he's gifted it to me. So thank you, Ollie, for this. Because I got those glasses and this, I had to get some 3D games. So I bought Space Harrier 3D and Missile Command 3D whilst I was at the Doncaster video game market back in February. So really pleased with that. Thank you ever so much, Ollie, for that. This has been brilliant. I'm going to do some video stuff on this soon when I get the opportunity. So, yep, thumbs up to you, mate. Thank you very, very much for that. An amazing gift, if I do say so myself. A bit parched here. Right. So, and that moves on to my next little gifts that were given to me. I'm sure you've all heard of him, if you haven't already, but that's James from Gamezone Birdroom. He messaged me out of the blue. This is actually a while back he sent me this. Now, you all know that James is a bit of a purveyor. In my opinion, he's actually the person to go to for repros. He knows a lot more about them than a lot of people that I watch on YouTube. But he said, oh, I knew you wanted this, so he sent it to me. And that is Golden Axe the Duel. Bearing in mind this is a repro, my Saturns weren't modded. They still aren't modded. So for quite some time I kept putting it off because I bought other things like the Sinden Light Gun and that Zelda Four Swords adventure. But he sent me a link to AliExpress and I picked up a Pseudo Saturn cartridge, or Pseudo Saturn Kai cartridge. Admittedly I got the wrong one. I didn't get the 4-in-1 one, but it does allow me to play backup copies. So repros. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoying this at the moment. Thank you very much, James. Really appreciate that. Top lad is James. He's outdone himself on that. And then he messaged me the other day, or was it a week ago, and said he's got a couple of games. Well, actually, no, he said, I've got a game that you might like. I'm going to send it to you as a gift. Obviously, once again, it's a repro. I wouldn't expect him to send me the originals. Um, I I've never played it before. I was just quite intrigued, really. So he sent me another repro. It's quite a nice looking one as well, and that's Initial D. Yeah. So I've had a quick go on that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. So thank you ever so much again, James, for that. And then there's a little bonus disc in there as well. He sent me this as well, a little bonus. That's Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Now, I'm sure all of you know about this. This is obviously a Japanese-only release, so you can't play this on an NTSC, as far as I'm aware, Sega Saturn, and you definitely can't properly on a PAL. The sound's all over the place, pop in, and the graphics aren't right. You need to play it on a Japanese Saturn. So that'll be my next purchase. Or one of my new purchases, a Japanese Saturn, just so I can play this. I mean, obviously there's other ways to play this. You can play the arcade version on MAME, etc. But there's nothing like playing it with an original disc, or at least a disc on an original system. So yeah, thank you very much again for that, James. And that is the lot. As I say, I don't really get freebies. No one ever reaches out to me. It's probably because I don't really mention that I ever need anything, to be fair. It's you know, it's one of them, and I'm not really in that bigger group of people that I see quite a lot on YouTube that are constantly messaging on each other's YouTubes and sending each other stuff and that sort of thing. I just prefer to not be in that kind of environment. I like to pick and choose who I talk to. That's absolutely no disrespect to anyone else out there. We all have our ways of doing things, and I do sometimes sit there and think, it'd be nice if someone sent me a load of games, like 10 games for free. But then, to be honest with you, even if that was the case, or were the case, people were doing that, I would not know where to put it. I've run out of space already anyway. And one day, in the not too distant future, I will have a games room instead of having to use my bedroom. But anyway, as always, I digress. So thanks to 8-Bit Boy UK, thank you to Gamezone Birdroom for your gifts. Very much appreciated. Sorry, Ollie, it took so long to get back, and thank you for that. Knowing my luck, I probably have already done that, but I don't recall doing so not publicly anyway. So, yeah, anyway, enjoy your weekends, and if you're watching this at any other time, then, well, yeah, look after yourselves. See you later.